Pick a card, your situation. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you at your reading. Hi friends, my name is Grisel with Psychicmd. I'm here to do another pick a card reading. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome. And if you are indeed a repeat offender, thank you for coming back. I hope everyone gets exactly what it is that they came here for. We're going to get a little bit of sagey sage. Hopefully we won't burn the house down. That would not be good. That's definitely frowned upon. Hopefully everybody's doing well. And if you want to skip to your selected pile, go ahead. But this is the intention and selection portion of the reading. So we are going to read about your current situation. Specifically, what is your current situation and how to help that? So we're going to go ahead and choose pile number 1, your current situation, whatever that is. I have no idea what's going to come up. Your current situation. We have the 10 of Wands for pile 1. And I will leave a little picture so you can take a look at ease and take a good look and see what you want to pick. Pile number 2, your current situation, your situation, let's call it. Your situation, the one that weighs heavily on your mind for pile 2, Page of Wands. I'm going to refrain from comments until pile number 3, your situation, please. That is, oh, you got a lot of situations. Let's just pick one, and one of them flipped over. That'd be the 4 of Pentacles. So take a look, see what draws you, what calls you the most, and I will see you at your pile. Hi friends, my name is Grisel with Psychicmd, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 1. You chose the 10 of Wands. I'm just going to have this little cute little stone that I found hold the card up for us. But we have the 10 of Wands. We chose the 10 of Wands. So let's see more about your situation. This already gives us a good indication, but we definitely want supporting factors here. So for pile number 1, show me more about this 10 of Wands, please. Show me more about their situation, please. This is an energy check. They should let you know if this is a correct pile for you or if it is not. Pile number 1, and show me now. We have the Page of Swords. And we have, this one's peeking through. Okay, Justice. That is fierce. I'm hearing that old school song, She's a Bad Mama Gemma. Anyways, ignore that. Yeah. So pile number 1, I'm first going to say it looks like you are absolutely exhausted. You've been trudging. You've been working hard. You've been diligent. You've been super responsible, picking up your own slack, other people's slack, the slacks. I feel like you could be carrying other people's burdens as well. You could be a general, and please don't take this wrong. It's meant in a protective way for you, but you could be kind of a little bit of a dumping ground for people that have a lot of burdens and they want to offload their burdens onto you. And what that means to me is that I think that people with like big problems, or because you could be very empathic or very loving or very giving, or you could have a tendency not to be able to say no, all the above, right? And I'm going to say that this really attracts a lot of the riffraff, a lot of people that maybe simply want to complain. Maybe they want to complain and kind of look at you and see, okay, are you going to do anything about it? That kind of a thing. You could be taking care of a household, for example, and maybe a partner that doesn't work. You're taking care of their portion of their bills, their household, things like that. Maybe there's some health issues involved that you are assisting with. I feel like there's also general neglect about your own overall health. your mental, emotional, spiritual well-being as well. And I don't think that you're like, okay, I'm just not going to attend to it, but there appears to be no time left by the time you take care of all the things. And this, my friend, is a problem. So if this situation sounds familiar, then this is definitely a reading. If this is not your situation, then I think it's fair to say you can look at a different pile or check out any of the other readings that I have as well. Okay, moving on. Pile number 1. We have the Page of Swords right here. And I feel to me like this could be somebody quite younger than you or somebody who does their due diligence. Now, this can look a couple of different things. Like this could be like somebody who knows a little bit about you. They know how to prod you along, how to prompt you along in order for you to, for lack of a better way of saying it, pick up the slack, for you to pick up the slack. This almost gives me like pony vibe. This is bad. This is PG-13, okay? But this reminds me a little bit of like a ponytail. Like, you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, if you're over 18, you totally know what I'm talking about. And if you're under 18, you totally do not. But moving on. This could be somebody who is doing some homework on you again. Somebody who is well-versed and very sharp, very astute. Maybe a little bit of a super sleuth. And this person can go about just trying to see what is the best way to kind of maneuver to get what it is that they want. So somebody has been doing some homework on you. I don't like the vibe. There's a little bit of a show-off energy about it. Even the fact that it's almost like I'm getting, okay, now I bequeath you, Lord, whatever, of whatever land, right? Because she has her knee bowed. And yeah, it's very cheerleader-like. Like, look at me, I'm cute. But look, I also have a right to protect my knees and all the things. So this person that I feel like is taking energy from you and taking time and possibly money and taking, like you're doing their chores, their tasks, their homework, whatever. I feel like they're very astute and they're a little bit grandiose in their thinking because they're super smart and they could be younger than you, maybe like a child or somebody who is just immature. That is also a possibility. I heard failure to launch, but this person knows how to kind of get under people's skin to be able to achieve what it is that they want. What they fail to see is that not only are they running you to the ground, but if that quote resource is gone, they'll be done with, right? So it is time for them to kind of pick up their own slack, which leads me. Okay, for some of you guys, not everybody, I don't want to make you guys paranoid at all, but I definitely feel like there's somebody spying on you. And this is my quintessential spy. So if you feel like you're being watched, you're being kind of, monitored, that kind of a thing, then I feel like that's definitely somebody who is watching and monitoring you. And I feel like that would be also like within your spirit already. So if you did not walk into this reading already feeling like that was a thing with you, then please don't accept that as a message for you. Keep in mind, these are general readings meant for the mass, the masses, right? So only take what resonates with you, what in your gut, in your soul already resonates. If it's something like brand new out of left field, then that is not for you. Okay. So back to you again. You are putting one forward in front of the other, exhausted, just tapped out, cannot do anymore, even barely enough energy to look forward to see where your goal is while you're carrying all these wands. And that is definitely not a good thing, my friend. I feel like this has to do with your root chakra. This is your stability, how you earn a living. You could have two jobs such as myself, or you could be like a mover and a shaker or a boss babe, but to the point where other people are taking advantage of that energy, okay? And now I feel like your soul, your spirit is seeking, I heard retribution. Like, I don't really believe in things like that. I don't like the whole vendetta or the let me dish it out because they're giving it back to me. I don't like the return to senders. I don't like anything like that. I just really feel like in my personal spirit, it's better to allow God's spirit, whatever it is that you believe in, to deal with it. I am not about that life. But I feel like here something in your soul is calling out for justice. It is a balance. This could be that you're dealing with a Libra, possibly. I don't know that. Or possibly an air sign, a younger air sign, or somebody less practiced than you. But I'm going to say right here that with the scales of justice come moderation. It also comes with evaluating. There needs to be some time set aside for you to be able to evaluate what it is that you're currently doing. Why are you depleted? who is adding to the mess instead of picking up some of them wants and helping you along? Do you indeed have a support system that will be like, you know, I got your back, I can help you with this, or you know what, you're really tired, let me take care of that? Or is it like an ease and a give and take? Because I do not feel that that's the case. And in my head, I'm hearing the word disease. So maybe, I don't know if some of you guys have some health issues. Once again, I feel like there is a health issue there, underlying health issue that could be flared up or brought about by more responsibility, and that's what you need right now. So I'm just going to say that scales of justice are right here. I'm looking at the pillars as well, and this reminds me of the pillars that you would see in a high priestess card as well. Now with that card, that is like she who knows. That is also the keeper of secrets, she who has a high perspective, who is pretty much like already knows what's going on before she even has to ask. She doesn't have to ask. She might have to ask for a verification, but there's not a have, there's just an all-knowing right there. And I'm going to say that right behind her, this is like a fire being lit. And she almost has like a race car driver. I had to slow down and say that, on the side of her pants. You know how I know that? That's right, folks, because I have a costume like that. Mine's red and it's super fun, but I digress. Anyways, so I'm going to say that this justice card right here is an opportunity for you to set things aside, set your wands aside, and really take a look and see like what is just and what is fair. And part of that evaluation is going to have to be you evaluating, am I helping? Am I helping a sibling, a child, a parent? Am I really helping a situation? Or am I in fact hindering and carrying way more than what is needed? Maybe these tasks need to be reassigned. This could be a job situation. I feel like 90% of you guys, this is a home situation. Okay, what else do we need to know for pile number 1? And my brain kept going to pile number 3. I have no idea what that's about just yet because we haven't done it yet. But you might resonate with pile number 3. Even though I didn't say it, I felt like I wanted to. So here we are. The secret trail. And I feel like that's what you are on. I feel like all of these ones are going to be such a burden to the point you're like on the verge of burnout, right? And the secret trail, this is ascension. This is light codes. This is gaining a higher perspective. This is transformation. This is you and the elements and spirit and the moon and all of the things of this world that really connect and ground your spirit, right? Because we're talking about how you earn a living and how you feel grounded, how you feel a part of a bigger picture kind of a thing. And this is a time for you to set yourself aside in order to inspect and really kind of look at things like that in order to make yourself healthier, whether it's taking your shoes off and getting your feet in the ground, whether it's taking a breather and taking a few minutes to really recuperate with time and energy and things like that, whether it's delegating some responsibilities, returning responsibilities that don't belong to you, or simply dropping them. People are going to pick them up. If it's their responsibility, for example, if it's laundry, and you have people that are old enough that know better and things like that are going to do it, make an announcement from this day forward, I will no longer be doing XYZ. And you know, in households where they fight about things and argue about things, it's okay just to let them be. And it's like, hey, that's your room. That's your, if you don't want clean clothes for work or to go out or whatever, then I guess you're going to be turning your underwear inside out and sideways because I ain't doing it. So whatever scenario you can possibly think of, this is also at work. You know, if you have a boss who continues dumping responsibility on you, especially without financial compensation, a title is just no good, my friend. A title isn't going to relieve this burden. Neither is the finances, but the finances, at least it'll be a little bit of a balm to really calm down the insult to the soul, right? So what I'm going to say there is that you really have a meeting of minds and say, okay, well, I have these 10 tasks that you, boss, or whomever said that you want me to do and accomplish within 3 days or however long. And they are 10. I'm one person. I can efficiently do 4 of those. I can perhaps do 6 of those, but all of them not fine-tuned and not super well. I can get by on those. So what would you have me do? And kind of make a counter offer. Keep in mind that everything is energy and energy can be negotiated. So it's a negotiation between, will you do this or will you do that? Even if they're commanding energy, saying, well, this is what you have to do, then you can stand up for yourself and say, well, you know, physically, mentally, emotionally, there's no way that this can be done, but this could be done. And are we able to kind of give other responsibilities to other people so I can focus on the 6 most important things that you want me to do? Those are just simply ideas, right? As above, so below. So it is time to definitely begin dreaming a little bit. So there's no way in hell that you're going to be dreaming. You know what? I have to shut this window because it's cold. It is cold. And I'm looking at a big old, I want to think that's like a wasp. Ouch. Okay, moving on. Moving on. As above, so below. So yeah, you're going to have to put down some of those wands. In fact, it's best to put them all down and give yourself a breather. Take time for yourself to just even if it's 10 minutes, go ahead and need to step out, take a little walk, or take a refresher, lean up against a tree, or whatever it is that you do to really rejuvenate yourself. And then take another 10 minutes to really center and focus on what it is that you want. So whatever that you can manifest. So as above, so below. This is a manifestation card, and you can manifest a little bit more of an ease of life. You can manifest security. And also lighten the load of your responsibility by taking practical steps in action. But this will only come about if you're able to center yourself. And that will only come through grounding. If you don't ground yourself, friend, I definitely feel like it will be that much more difficult, okay? I'm hearing that you're also missing some signs. You could be missing signs up in the stars, or maybe like the moon has a lot of, sometimes I call them messages. You can call them whatever you want, but sometimes, intuitively you can get messages when you simply get quiet and things just come to you. And that's just how it is. People think it's kind of weird. Deep being, self-love and acceptance. Yeah. And I feel like this is what you need. Look at the colors. They're almost reversed. But with the moon phases, I feel like you definitely need to allow yourself permission to know that there are different phases between like waning moon and waxing moon and gibbous moon and all the things. I'm not like a moon expert by a long shot, but I'm just going to say that it's practical that same way that the moon has different phases, so do you. And it doesn't have to be this big phase of I'm an adult and I'm responsible for the world, have the world on my shoulder. But it does have a phase of, everything ebbs and flows. And right now, this is quite the burden. What can I do to eliminate or redirect this so that I can, as above, so below, dream and manifest the life that I really want instead of a burden that I feel like a lot of us allow this to be placed on ourselves or do it to ourselves. And it's a time to really inspect things that we feel. It's like, well, I have to take care of so-and-so. Well, I have to do this. And well, do you have to? Are they old enough? Are they capable? And there's a lot of have to's that you can really renegotiate. Once again, going back to that energetic negotiation, the number 44 can be important to you. But the 10 of Wands tells me you're about to kick into a new cycle. It's better to do it gracefully and do it by choice than to do it forcibly due to like a burnout, health issue, a mental crisis, or anything else. I'm not predicting or projecting those things, but those things can possibly happen because you are exhausted right now. So there's a need for self-love and acceptance. It's a need to connect, maybe again, with the moon, right? And that's going to help lift up your spirits. Secrets to the grave. What do we have here? So it could be a burden. Maybe you're carrying somebody's secrets and you're like, okay, I have to carry it to the grave, and it's an incredible burden. Maybe it's a family secret and you found out about it and you got, somebody made you promise. It's like, hey, you have to, we have to take care of our parents, and that they can't know about this because it'll cause them to have a heart attack or something. I mean, that could be like quite dramatic, but really it could be actually quite traumatic and real. Some people have those dynamics in their family. So this could be even a situation that you feel like you're going to take with you to the grave, or somebody imposed that upon you. Or that you promised, okay, from now, you promised a long time ago, I would take care of this situation. But as we all know, life changes and evolves, and we can't necessarily always meet 100% of our promises. Now, there's a need. I feel like you can once you put those ones down, if you put your ear to the ground, if you feel the pulse of the energy around you, what's going on around you, the people around you, I feel like you're going to get a lot more of a higher perspective, a lot more wisdom on what it is that you are able to do, what you can do. And also the scallywag behind this one card that's trying to dump all the responsibility on you, that's trying to escape basically responsibility. I think that you'll figure that out. So the number 42, 4, 5, 6 resolves into a 6. So we see like structures crumbling, and of course the old school graveyard, which could be quite beautiful, but this could be saying once again that it's just not really good for you, or there's a ominous feeling. Like if you don't take care of your health, that could also be an ominous feeling. And I definitely feel that could be like eating healthy, eating clean. By the way, well, I mean, I'm already kind of in trouble with the YouTube gods. But, you know, eating bioengineered food that is not crafted for human consumption and things like that. You might want to be looking at things like that. If it resonates, go for it. If it doesn't, then once again, keep it moving. But that is what I have for you. Those are like big, big messages. And when I happen to look down, and I did shuffle actually, then I got the Ace of Swords. And this is my clarity, my truth, wisdom. And this is definitely what you need to be able to move forward. That is how, ta-da, you can resolve that situation. Sorry about the card crumble going on here. But anyways, if you like this kind of reading, do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Please let me know in the comments below if you feel like if there's something you'd like for me to cover. Otherwise, I will see you at a future reading. Much love to you. Namaste. Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Psychicmd. Pile number 2, if you chose this beautiful Page of Wands, then this message is for you. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome. And for those of you that are repeat offenders, thank you so much for stopping back. So the Page of Wands right here, I actually want to get a little bit more energy going on here to see what is going on. Pile number 2. Your situation, whatever situation comes to mind that's been plaguing you, bugging you. Show me about pile number 2's situation, please. And I'd like 2 cards. Thank you. The Ten of Swords. We have the Ten of Swords. Quite a dramatic deck, you guys. And the Eight of Cups combined with the Page of Wands. Okay, we're doing this, I guess. Pile number 2, we've got the Page of Wands. First of all, let me just tell you, you might be finding your mojo after a major betrayal, after maybe even, I heard a lifetime, but it doesn't have to be that dramatic. Maybe a long time of feeling like setbacks and betrayals and having people not have your back. And this is about endings, harsh endings. This is about maybe being in obscurity. This almost, to me, feels like a womb. Almost feels like a womb because of all the darkness right here, but definitely obviously a grown person in a womb. And I feel like maybe perhaps this could be stating that you have been trying to really grow and grow through things, but in the middle of a war zone, in the middle of very negative energy of people who don't support you, and a job that doesn't care about you, and maybe even a family situation that just is not good for you. People talking crap, people wanting to just backstab for whatever reason. And I even feel like this person is almost like dancing or being led by strings, even though there are no strings here effectively. That's a little bit the vibe that I'm getting right here. So you could have had like a major ending, or even several major endings, and I feel like you are done. You're done with that. You're done with the harsh endings, and you are finding your mojo. And if you haven't found it, you're about to. You're in the process. You're like on that brink. Once you're on this curve, the Eight of Cups, the person goes on a quest. The Eight of Cups is here to go on a quest for security, for stability, but also because this person stacked up 8 cups, they took their time, their energy, their diligence in order to pour each and every cup, very much like a mixologist, right? They measure everything according to a drink that you want, and then they present you with something beautiful and excellent to drink, right? Well, in that very same manner, this person's like, you know what, that hasn't given me anything. I've been a mixologist for a long time, or I'm the only one doing this. And now I'm going after my heart's contentment, my ninth cup, my peace, my happiness. And effectively, the Nine of Cups, which is the next step, is the wish card. So you are moving on from something that has caused you, I heard torture, that, and hopefully this, you know, I mean, not that mental torture is any better, but hopefully this isn't like a physical thing. But definitely you are moving on to a situation that had you in your head and just wound up not being a good thing for you. It left you rendered. It left you feeling like you can't even make any moves whatsoever. And so Spirit's here to actually rescue you and reconcile the situation for you and with you. So we have the Page of Wands, and I'm just here to say, pile number 2, these endings, these hardships, you could have shed some tears. Yeah, you have a glow up coming. And I don't know why people aren't really keen on the glow up readings. I love those personally, but I'm going to say that this glow up is about human celebration, people celebrating you. Yeah, and you becoming independent and you enjoying what it is that you want. Now, if you look, I feel like this has to do with maybe a rejection of like a spouse or a mate or a lover, or kind of a rejection of a team or something like that. Definitely betrayal with harsh words. But right here, baby, you are finding your mojo. Pile number 2, this is about utilizing what it is that you have undergone already and turning lemon into the finest lemonade that anyone has ever drank, like supreme and organic and perfectly chilled, and maybe even perhaps making sorbets out of it. And if you really want to show off, you're making other beautiful dishes and utilizing the skin of the peel of the lemons, said lemons, right? In order to really create ornate dishes and flavorful dishes, and using that zest and that pizzazz in order to compel you forward in life into a new trajectory. So you're finding that maybe you have more energy, and if you don't have it yet, you will shortly. You're finding your mojo, you're finding that which makes you want to get up in the morning, or literally this could simply be your libido. Maybe your libido's been wiped out. I mean, who wants to be around people that are just negative or after their own agenda? And yeah, it's just not going to make your libido go anywhere but downhill. So pile number 2, I feel like you're moving on. This could be like a breakup, moving away from a situation where you didn't feel appreciated, loved, cared for, again, supported. You felt like all things were just like not good for you. But I feel like you're choosing you, even if this did not have to do with anything with a partnership or love. This had to do with some kind of a connection or attachment, and you are moving away from that. Pile number 2, you are choosing you. And let me tell you how proud I am for you. To be able to do that, that takes a lot of gonads, right? That takes a lot of strength and a lot of willpower and a lot of wisdom to be able to get up, pick ourselves up out of this and be able to move forward. But I feel like you're doing it with class and quite a bit of sass as well. So pile number 2, I have the 4 of Wands right here. Interesting, because I really felt like this was a 6 of Wands, a card of celebration. And I feel like you could have some of that as well. But you're moving on to stability. Whatever caused you to doubt, I feel like you were trusting people that were not trustworthy. And keep in mind, birds of a feather, and you did not fit together. And that's the reason why things can no longer continue, because you've seen the truth. And once you see something, pardon me, once you see something like that, you can't unsee it, right? So I feel like this is a very beautiful time for you. You could be drawn to travel, drawn to make movement, drawn to go where your passion calls you, drawn... Look at the look on this person's face, okay? It's like, come hither. I just feel like if you have been low on libido, or like not having any sexual or sensual chemistry with people or something like that, that is about to be changed, okay? That these times of like being down in the dumps and not feeling like wanted or neglected, or I don't know, the butt of people's jokes or whatever was transpiring there, that is the end. I feel like you're recouping, again, your power. And with your stability comes like a renewal of your libido, a renewal of your independence. It's going to cause some regrowth. I'm like, regrowth. I am reading PG-13, folks. My brain is just not quite PG. But I feel like pile number 2, you've navigated the darkness beautifully, okay? And I feel like you've come out on the other side. You can have some dark moments. I mean, yeah, and I feel like even here, I see a skeleton, an eyeball, and then a mouth right here, and a snake across the skeleton's brow. So I feel like what that's saying is that you've had, like, obviously an ending that is, yeah, indisputable right here. But I'm going to say that even with that skeleton, you've had like major transformation. Not only a situation change and transform, but it forced you to change and transform. In a lot of ways, you are regaining your power. But also with the snake right here, I feel like whatever venom turned into its own form of cure, right? Because sometimes the elixir is part of the venom in order to create the antidote, was the word that I was trying to look at. I'm all trying to articulate. You know what I'm talking about, pile number 2. So, yes, the Queen of Swords. So whether male or female, I don't read sex on this channel. This is purely energy. But I'm going to say that you are definitely somebody not to be trifled with. And if you're feeling a little bit low because of what things that transpired, this is like wild. Like, you're just having a glow up. End of story, okay? So if you were kind of upset about what happened, I think that you're having the clarity that you need. That the most clarity that you need is that is not good for you. No matter what excuses or what transpired or how people want to make light of it, you are going to be fully armed. And I feel like you are going to, even with this like beam of light, it gives me kind of a little bit like Joan of Arc energy. And I have a little bit like a butterfly on the side. So you're going to be fully armed and equipped to be able to not only articulate yourself, because the sword suit is all about communication. How do you communicate, how you articulate, right? But keep in mind, we're missing the tip of the sword. So you want to be careful, like how you communicate. Don't make any rash decisions on paper or with your words, right? But I think that you're going to have a lot more confidence, a lot more self-confidence, and a lot more peace. Excuse me. So that is 4 of Wands, peace and stability. You could be moving on, moving away, moving into a new home, maybe all 3 of them. Moving away from a negative point of view, negative status, into rejuvenation. And I heard articulation. Is that even a word? Book of Spells. Maybe you're going to learn a new trade, or maybe you're going to be learning a little bit more about this whole situation and sharing it with other people so they don't get into that pit of whatever this situation for you is, right? But there could be like school at a distance, or you could be like me, school of hard knocks, right? We just tend to go about life and then we're like, ow, that freaking hurt. And then eventually you have to get up and kind of try something different. But whatever this is, I feel like you could be burning the midnight oil. You could be really in tune with the moon's energy as well. So the moon cycle could be something that's of importance to you, or you could even be writing down, like when do you feel like your lowest is during these different moon cycles and whatnot. So that could be a thing for you, and that could lend you a little bit of stability, because then you have kind of a barometer or a way to see how stable you are, or like, is it during the different phases of the moon that you get a little bit low, or can you really kind of moderate that so you're even keel, not like straight up and down? I mean, I think you kind of get the gist of what I'm trying to say. Maybe I didn't say it properly, but it could be a way for you to really mitigate those highs and lows until you can fly a little bit more, I guess, fly straight, or a little bit more calmly through things, navigate things a little bit easier, knowing, take the first step. Yeah. So this could be a big thing. It's like, when in doubt, you want to kind of make that assessment and take the first step. Take your time, but you will know when the first step is. And usually that's when, 10 swords have been plunged into us, when we've been beat up from the street up and, betrayed, and there's nothing left. And sometimes, honestly, that is the biggest thing that could be given to you, because I personally, when I have felt that way, it has helped me, or even some might say forced me, to reclaim my power and just to say, okay, well, this isn't what works for me, and to really sit still with yourself and figure out exactly what does work for you and what is good for you and what is satisfying. And did you settle before in whatever situation, family or friendships or love, work, all the above. And usually our behavior and lessons like this tie into other areas of our lives. So you will have the wisdom and the knowing and perhaps even the journaling to be able to take forward a different experience and have a different outcome with you in the future. Because as we saw before, as above, so below. And that's what we are doing, pile number 2. If you like this kind of reading, please do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. And let me know in the comments below if there's anything else you would like to see me cover. If not, then much love to you, much healing. Until next time, much love to you. Namaste. Hi, pile 3. My name is Crystal with Psychicmd. If you chose the 4 of Pentacles, this pretty intense image right here, this message is for you. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome. And for those of you that are repeat offenders, thank you so much for stopping by. Pile number 3, what do we have for the... We're looking at your situation, situationship, that which is utmost on the top and forefront of your mind, your situation. What is pile number 3's situation, please? 2 cards. What's up? And why not? Let's do that too. So we have the Knight of Pentacles and the King of Swords, along with the 4 of Pentacles. Interesting. I almost want to get one clarifier, and I want to do it with a deck I did not use for the other 2 piles. Don't tell them, right? So, pile number 3. Well, okay. This could have to do with leaving a situation behind and pulling back and being stingy. Or if it's not stingy, holding back your emotions, withholding finances, obviously. This person's a little bit freaked out. So your situation, if you're pulling away from something, this indicates you walking away from situation, looking after your 9th cup, which is a wish and a dream fulfillment. That's what you want right here with the 8 of Cups. Traditional meaning to this is that you've taken a lot of time, energy, efforts, taken a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to line up all these cups, to go ahead and fill them just so, and to balance them out. And yet, you did not find the emotional, what do you call it? The emotional, not ramification, nope. The emotional giving. Okay, words elude me. I'm feeling tired for sure. But I'm going to say that you just didn't feel the emotional reciprocity or the enjoyment or the gusto, like your wish was not fulfilled. With these 8 of Cups has been a labor of love, and you've done it cheerfully, and now you've reached the 8th cup and you're like, well, there ain't nothing here for me. What am I going to do? So you've put in a lot of work, a lot of elbow grease. I heard even a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into whatever your situation is. It's been a battle. I see a lot of, I feel like these could be clouds, but more than not, I feel like it's like stormy weather. I feel like it's the waves crashing up against the pavement, the rocks right here. And this could be like another little island set aside. I'm not sure. But I feel like you're leaving a situation where there's been so much liquid spilled. This is a lot of emotion, I'm hearing a lot of drama. It just feels like a lot of rocky emotions going on. And now you could be like withdrawn, pulled away emotionally. You're maybe concerned about your money, concerned about finances and how that's going to turn out. And this guy feels like he's sinking. Maybe you are financially tied to somebody and it's a time to definitely part ways, and you've known it for a long time, because right here I see that you want to be single, you have been single, or you've been acting single. Now, if this isn't like a single thing, then this could be independent. Maybe you're trying to separate your spouse's finances from yours for whatever reason and maintain your independence. Or maybe you're going to stay married and live separate lives, whatever that means to you, right? Some people could have like visas at stake or looking to get their green cards or whatever, and they have that time that they have to commit to each other in order to make it transpire. But I feel like for you, this is an 8. This is a mental loop in a cycle. This has been something that has been topsy-turvy in your life, and you know that you need to separate your ways from whatever the situation, whatever this person is, and it's been some time that's been going on. I feel like in your heart and your soul, you are pretty damn fierce, pretty focused. I feel like you may have some unusual hobbies. You may have unusual collections as well. You like things just so. And you definitely dedicate time and energy to like certain hobbies or developing certain skills that other people would find that to be a little bit odd or different, or maybe it doesn't make sense to them, but it's not their life. Even if you do have a partner and they feel that way, it doesn't make a difference. Now I'm looking at all the yellows right here, all the yellow here. There's even some right here. And this tells me that it has a lot to do with your solar plexus, the reason that you wake up in the morning, and the reason why, what gets you going, and the motivation of, I don't want to say sheer existence, but this is like you, most authentic you. And I feel like you have been not your most authentic yourself because you've been tied down. You've been withholding. You've been in the face of fear. You've been fearful. I'm going to say, here's another 8. What's up with that? I wasn't planning on using these cards. Okay. So maybe this means that you want to contact someone who is self-sufficient, self-empowered. Maybe you are looking at, because this is my card of communication, of text messaging. It could even be of sexting. I don't know your life, but a lot of communication back and forth, a barrage of ping and ponging back and forth, right? So you're leaving a situation, and maybe you've been wanting to kind of go towards this person who is single, who is available, but you've been holding back. So there's a lot of different scenarios right here. Yeah, I feel like there's a family situation or a situation where you feel like you need to be responsible. Maybe you take care of, like, you're taking care of parents and you're like, okay, I need to hang on to my money and do this because I have a responsibility or a commitment or whatever. And maybe they can't take care of themselves, or maybe they can. You feel like logistically you still have to take care of things, but there's something tied to your finances that you are kind of like, okay, no more. I'm kind of gripping my own finances and I'm afraid to let go of the situation because this no longer serves me. Okay. With the 8 of Cups, it's difficult to let go, to walk away, but I feel like that's where you're headed. And that's ultimately what your heart wants. Now I have next the King of Swords right here. The King of Swords tells me that you want to provide communication. You want clarity. You want to be clear. You want to be incredibly communicative and express concisely and precisely how you feel and what you think. Now, you're coming from a head space, not a heart space, which is pretty interesting, because this could be saying, you know what, intellectually, I know that we're married, or I know that we have this contract, verbal, mental, spiritual, whatever type of contract, and I know that I'm committed to you for this amount of time, or I know that we have a common law marriage and this is going to affect me financially, but this is how I want it to go down. It is no longer edifying. It is not working out for either one of us, and so we need to separate, and this is how we're going to do it. I feel like you're trying to find the words, and I heard, but the words got in the way. So I don't know what's going on with you, pile number 3. If this has resonated, do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. What? Check it out. I'm going to say this is like you trying to separate from a lover while another lover be looking at you, okay? You might have a lot of things going on. I mean, chicka bound bound, that kind of a thing, right? But maybe this is saying that you want to be single so you can play the field and you can kind of message whomever and do whatever you want. Maybe this is stating that you want to be kind of in a poly sort of a situation so that you don't have to explain to nobody know how. And I do know, yes, that in a healthy poly situation, everybody knows about the other person. It is an open thing. They all know about each other, whatever. But whatever your situation is, regardless, I feel like this is you having to really make a decision when it comes to love, okay? So definitely it's a love thing. You could have a couple of different lovers going on. You could have a mate, right? Somebody you're committed to currently. You could have somebody looking over your shoulder, like that you dilly-dally with, that you fiddle-faddle with, that you play the field with, that you, quote, step out with. I mean, there's so many euphemisms and and whatnot, it gets exhausting. But you could be a player, or one of those people that you kind of want your cake, your ice cream, and the nut. So maybe you have your eye on somebody who's single and is a little bit like offbeat, or somebody like completely different than what you're used to, and you have them in mind as well. But I don't want to see you in a poorhouse. You're keeping your emotions to yourself. You ain't saying a dang thing. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, this is about holding back, but this, wait, his finger is lifted? Okay, he's got two fingers lifted. Maybe he's like doing the whole cross thing, whatever. But it appears to me that it's like you could be possessed. You could be possessed by sex. You could be overtaken in what you desire, and like have this fear of judgment, or other people going to judge you, or your current spouse is going to judge you. Or you are fearing, like, morally, what implications does this have to do with your spirituality, if you're indeed a spiritual person, or if you on the periphery know that there is like a higher power, something like that, and you're like, what is this going to look like for me in my final days? So there's a lot of different variables that could be going on right here, but I feel like there's definitely a fear of judgment. With a 5, that is about change. So you definitely are looking, you have to change something and you know it. Show me more. What is the best way to handle this situation? Maybe that's a better question. I'm like, ooh, child, I don't know what's going on with you. Pile number 3, but that's a lot. Pile number 3, what's the best way to handle this situation, please, for pile 3? You need temperance. You need temperance. And definitely think about what it is that you are going to be doing. You might have a confidant. You might have to give your back to someone else. But also, it's almost like, again, this is reflecting like 2 females. I feel like you definitely might want to do everything in moderation. Okay? Because if not, you can wind up hosing and indeed falling and succumbing to something that is not going to be beneficial to you and your future narrative. Number 1111 on the board on my clock right now. That's something that might be of importance to you. Yeah, definitely moderation. I feel like there's just a lot of, there's just a lot going on here. Look at that. Yes. Okay, friend. So, look, if you're in this energy, the lying and cheating, the backstabbing, the heart stabbing, I mean, this person is coming to kill one of the vampires, and they have another stake that they're going to drive through the heart. She already has like 2 of them in there. But he's got that mallet and he's ready, right? This is the 3 of Swords. So this is in order for you to really regain control. You may have to break somebody's heart or a couple of somebody's hearts in order for you to regain true control. It starts with a mastery of yourself and making a decision, you know, and if somebody's got to go, then somebody's got to go, and it's not easy, and it's not pretty, and it's not going to be something that you're going to get away unscathed either. There's going to be a price to pay to everything that we do. Ultimately, I feel like this is going to give you that King of Wands energy, where you're going to be the master of your own life, the ability to, this is almost like a rescuer vibe right here. I love these cards so much. I'm like, I love them so hard. But, and maybe that's what you're saying is like, maybe you want to love someone that hard. Okay. You want to rescue somebody who's in distress, or somebody that you could feel like you could give them like a cozy life, or you want a cozy life with. So this, I feel like, is just too many people in the mix. If you have, I don't even know how people can deal with more than just like one person in their life. I mean, I think it's just too much, but it's your life, right? And it is a no judgment zone for sure. But if you're having, this tells me it's bringing a lot of problems. You not being able to make up your mind, you not being able to set limits, or being willing to give up like one thing for the other, or be willing to make a decision, or be willing to hurt someone's feelings. And chances are, let's look a little bit more there, that someone already knows that this is I'm feeling toxic connection right here. Okay, show me for pile number 3. This person, the person involved, the other person involved, the main person. 7 of Cups. Yeah, this is about fantasies, about ideals and ideas. This is about I can have my cake and eat it too. And I can have a dragon and a ring and a ta-da. Maybe somebody shows up naked just wearing like a mask, or, you know, like a beautiful bombshell, or like all the things that anyone can possibly dream of. And you're like the great Houdini. Well, I can pop in and here and here and here, and I can do all the things. And indeed, you can probably do all the things. I'm feeling with the Seven of Cups, this other person might be a little bit daydreaming as well. Show me more about the main partner, because I feel like this, for you have a main partner. If that resonates with you, then definitely this is your reading. And if you don't, then, you know, this ain't your story, right? So, pile number 3, show me more about this main person, okay? Because I feel like you have to deal with that before you deal with anything else. The Seven of Pentacles, yeah. So this is indeed about money, about assets, about things that you have thrown in your lot with together. This is about this other person saying, well, what? Like, I build with you, and now you're just going to leave me high and dry? Do you think that these bags don't belong to me? Do you think that this isn't going to affect you? And they know that they have an upper hand some way, somehow, because your fear, your Achilles heel, my friend, is in that money, in that Four of Pentacles right here, that you're not willing to open up or give or be forthcoming or even like share assets with and stuff. Like, you don't want to let go of that because there is a big and real fear of loss, right? Which makes sense to me. Queen of Cups right here. You have a lot of people. Girl, you got a girl in every port, or a guy in every place. I don't even know what's going on here. But yeah, you could have somebody like watching you diligently and hoping that you're going to pop on back. This could be like a blonde, quintessential blonde, a little bit old school, a little bit kind of like, I don't want to say homely looking, but a little girl next door, nothing wrong with that. But you like a lot of attention. Maybe you just need to be single, period, and just sow your oats until they're fully sown, my friend, whatever that means to you. The Emperor. This is about dogma. This is how you see maybe relationships. You're not somebody who should be in a relationship at this point in time right now, because you feel like there is such a sternness. Like, it's almost like, oh my God, I'm going to sleep with that person for the rest of my life, or be with that. Like, that's the only flavor I get out of all the ice creams. And there's so many ice creams. And can I really do that? And can I? Well, then you need to kind of cut your losses and keep it moving, and know that this is like your story, and this is what you want. And that's what's going to make you happy. Nobody can chain you down. Nobody can say, this is how it is. This is what a commitment looks like. It looks however you want it to look like. However, your current commitment is not doing super well because there's a lack of communication. There's a lack of clarity, and there's a lack of transparency here. Okay. With the Emperor, this is about you getting things down according to how you want them. And it could be it's my way or the highway. This is how I operate. And if people don't like it, they can keep it moving. But you need to be transparent with that. Yeah. And this is your connection to source, to spirit. But also this is a commitment card. And again, the Lovers having to make a choice. Well, do you really have to make a choice? Seems to me like your spirit's telling you yes. And you're having a battle of wills, not with anyone else, but mostly with yourself. We have the World endings, and then the Empress, okay? Walking away from maybe baby mama, or walking away from somebody who nurtured you, who loved you, took care of you once upon a time. And once upon a time it was fulfilling, but now it is not. So I would be aware. I feel like there's slight addiction here, addictive behavior. And it could be like, I mean, who doesn't like attention? Obviously, we all like attention. I like attention too, but not at the expense of other people's feelings. If you have a relationship, or if you keep people wondering, if you keep people in doubt. And I feel like these are all tactics and maneuvers in order to really undermine, overpower other people, so that you can kind of do whatever it is you got to do. And I feel like there is no way to really escape that without repercussions. Okay, it's just gonna be. So part of that is going to be something that you're just going to chalk up to learning. It won't be easy, right? Yeah, but I feel like even like bats have that supersonic hearing. There you go. There's your people again. There is your, look, all repeating cards. We have to go no further than this. But I feel like you hear and you see and you understand, and something in your spirit, especially at nighttime, you could be getting these messages, like these promptings, just like, gosh, I got to do something about this. And how do I And then when morning comes, it all appears to be like a horrible nightmare, and it evaporates. And all the learning that you did and all the gleaning, even the subconscious learning that you've done, you kind of undo because you tend to medicate in the morning with whatever it is, with the attention, with the chase, with the this and the that, with the second guessing, with the let me not think about it because I got to, you know, hustle and do this, that, and the other. And then nighttime again. And once you're in this energy once more, it's like you're living two lives almost. It's almost like this is your deeper inner life where you have your ear to the ground, and all these like sonic waves are actual technical word for how these bats hear. But, you know, their clicking bounces off of different things, and they can like navigate so they don't crash into stuff as they're flying. And I feel like this is helping you to really navigate things in a way that's going to really be helpful, not to harm you, so that you don't crash and burn, so that you don't cause other people to crash and burn and things like that. But when it comes daytime, you forget the lessons, or it's difficult. Yeah, judgment. It's very difficult to let go of things. Very difficult. So right here we have the Judgment card with a burial, and somebody just having a very difficult time letting go of someone who maybe they just recently buried somebody and they've crossed over. There's mourning. Look at all these spirits back here. I feel like at nighttime could be a real trigger for you, where you actually go in depth more than you ever do. Like you don't allow yourself that depth, that wisdom, that soul searching, that really deep diving, other than when you have no choice, but the power down, as I call it, and just try to get into a meditative state right before sleep. And you could be somebody who maybe you like to throw a couple of drinks back before you go to bed, and that's us numbing out, by the way, you know that. But this could be a lot of things haunt you at night that you have to deal with, and it's very difficult. Your nighttime life can be very different than the daytime life. So that is what I have for you. If you're liking this kind of reading, please do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. I do hope that this was helpful, if not helpful, amusing, and much love to you. Until next time, namaste.